Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with a fantastic episode of What's Good America. I am that five-time TV champion / 24/7 hardcore TNA ROH New Japan champion of the world, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm C. Turner, and I'm a little emotional today, so we had to. I had to break out the It's one of them days. I had to break out the bottle for this one, but we're talking about an emotional topic. I had an emotional day. First of all, this being an adult shit is for the fucking birds. That's my first F-bomb, and it's going to be a couple more of them because I got White Hennessy and White Hennessy do stuff to me.
I ain't seen you with White Hennessy in a minute.
Listen.
This is big.
White Hennessy do stuff to me, get me emotional, and it's an emotional topic. I had an emotional day. I'm sick of fucking adulting. That's first of all. Anyway, my tag team champion, the WCW champion himself, the Chicago hardcore champion. All right, the Intercontinental, the ex-cruiserweight champion of the world, the 205 Live. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The man who doesn't need a manager. He's the mouth of the South, the face of the West, and the man from the Midwest. James, Big Game, Madison, Walton, the third. What's going on, baby?
Look, man, America, I'm glad to be back. But let's just get right into it, man. When I have to have props, this is very serious. Now, we've kind of let, those that get paid the money they get paid on the circuit to say their piece about it, and we've seen that, but I love the fact that you have one of those. I'm very jealous. But here's the truth of the matter, Chris. I'm going to let you lead in. The old man's gone. The old man is gone. What do we think? What do we see? What do we feel? I feel like I have to give you the floor first, man.
Man, first and foremost, man, big shouts out to Vincent Kennedy McMahon, a.k.a. one of the authors of our childhood. Yeah. For good, for bad, whatever. That man was monumental in our childhood because on Monday night, you had Raw's War to watch against WCW. On Friday night, sometimes Tuesday nights, depending on whoever they bought the deal from, you had SmackDown. Then you had championship wrestling like on Saturday mornings and stuff like that. Then you had like the recap on Thursday. Like this man, for everything wrestling is, it's 90% because of him. It had to do with his dad. He bought out Jerry Lawler and Memphis Wrestling. Ted Turner couldn't survive. AEW is the reason why AEW is so successful right now. You got to look at their staff are WWE guys. I'm sorry for this one. They're all WWF guys. All right, it is what it is. So Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and I'm not going to speak of anything as of the allegations, the payoffs, whatever, because if you look hard enough in anybody's closets, you're going to find skeletons. But Vince McMahon, it was time. It was time. Like I said, I'm not going to speak on the allegations because it's not my place to. But with Vince McMahon, it was time because it got to the point where, all right, you gotta hand it off. Like you got all this talent around you. Your sons and daughters son-in-law and your daughter are ready to take it over. It's time. Like you got Trips back. He's healthy. And the injury that caused him to be away, I won't speak on that. Like I just think he was just kind of like, all right, well, old man, either you leave or I'm leaving. And to show you I ain't bluffing, I'm out. You got Trips back head of creative. You got the princess who is now the queen who is now the queen of the castle, is running the place with her husband who has the $1 billion ideas. Folks, it's about to get back real in wrestling, but it's not fair to let them kind of take everything over without giving the man his just due. because without Vince McMahon, like, I get it, wrestling is splintered now, but you got to think when we were kids, like you had Memphis wrestling, TNA was an upstart, ROH was Ring of Honor was an upstart. New Japan's been there since day one. Like New Japan is New Japan. Like you can't. New Japan is just New Japan. But
they don't care about what we're doing at all.
No, they don't give a damn at all. They don't care who the champion is, and I applaud Tony.
Tokyo Dome was huge.
Yeah, I applaud Tony Khan for what he's doing with them, but they don't give a damn. It's a billion people in China, so they don't care. But Vince had the great idea to listen. Either you're gonna get down or you're gonna lay down. Like it's that simple. Like either you're gonna be with us or I'm gonna buy you out. And he bought enough territories out, and he had the long enough money where, man, listen, I like wrestling in the middle of nowhere, but I can go with Vince and wrestle 300 nights a year and get paid ABC. Now, granted, you don't have insurance and all this other stuff, and you just a body, but you're going to get broke off. Go ahead, big dog.
Well, I mean, when I saw it, I was thinking a lot of things. Obviously, America, we've heard you. We're getting back to spreading our wings on a lot of things since we've had the long hiatus early part of the summer. Vince McMahon is a lot of things. Chris's description of our childhood is correct. WrestleMania took place in 1984. Chris Turner was born in 1984. I was born.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
WrestleMania 3 happened. You know what I'm saying? In 1987. Hulk Hogan was the biggest thing on God's green earth. There was no bigger thing outside of maybe Bird and the Celtics, Magic and the Lakers.
But let me cut you off real quick.
Just to talk about like how big that wrestling was like in our childhood. Like,
let me cut you off. So you are, once again, as your Jordan free throw percentage or Steph Curry free throw percentage, you are absolutely. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 84% of the time we right. That's we're Michael Jordan.
So with the Jordan free throw percentage, you're right, because wrestling was relatable to, and I'm sorry, I'm passionate about this shit because, like, wrestling, and then where I'm from, wrestling was relatable to everybody. Like, you're not going to be a 6'8" point guard from East Lansing that can dribble and play the four and have a great hook shot and all this other stuff and go to Michigan State. You may not be able to be that. You're not going to be a 6'7" white kid from French Lick that can shoot it from anywhere. But you could be a 5'9", 5'10" cock-strong bastard that can just lift everything and have a little bit of cardio into it, and you could be a successful wrestler. Like, it didn't, in the beginning, like, you just had to have the look, and they can build everything else. You can't coach somebody to be 6'8", 6'9". You can't coach somebody to go play in the NBA. You could coach somebody to be a damn good wrestler. I mean, hell, look at Batista. Batista was a damn security guard at a bar. Like, hey, you want to wrestle? Like, I don't know nothing about wrestling. Don't worry about it. We got you. You got Batista. Like, it's the look. Like, it's like I said, I'm super passionate about this. One, because I got the White Hennessy. Two, because today was a long day. But three, like, wrestling, Vince McMahon is the author. You know how many times I got suspended in elementary school because of this man? Like, I was literally body slammed. Like, we would have, like, WrestleManias and SummerSlams at the playground. All right, dude, check this out. I'm going to be Kamala. You're going to be so-and-so. You're going to be so-and-so. And, like, y'all just go at it. Because wrestling meant that much.
Yeah.
I love the setup, by the way.
Thank you, man. I mean, I just figured you'd be proud of me, man. Normally, you got all the props over there, and I'm just, here. But, I've been holding on to these babies for a while, and I still can't put them on my body. They're so good. So listen, man, I think the best way to say like what his impact is simply just the guys that he made household names. Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, the Macho Man.
Yeah.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat really got hit in WrestleMania 3, even though he had been on the circuit. Jake the Snake Roberts. These are not guys he made, but when he had a hold of them, these guys were
the King Midas effect.
He just had the touch of gold. Earthquake, Big Boss Man, the Ultimate Warrior, who wrestled on all the circuit, but when he became the Ultimate Warrior, special. Kurt Hennig was everywhere, was an AWA champion, but Mr. Perfect was the dude. Mr. Perfect. He was my favorite.
I love Mr. Perfect.
Okay, we keep going. Steve Austin wrestled for 10 years.
Yep. Yep.
Before he became Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Several different gimmicks.
This guy right here is third generation. His father, his grandfather,
uncles, cousins, like God, his daughter. God, I mean,
Triple H. I mean, was in WCW.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
I mean, we could go on and on. Hall and Nash, they wrestled in WCW, but they didn't become millionaires until they became Diesel and Razor Ramon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's just our childhood. I mean, this guy right here, as much as he hates Vince McMahon let him have a microphone one day, and he dropped the promos.
The pipe bomb.
And he's been a millionaire ever since. So, and to the guys that are going now, that are doing the things they're doing. I mean, Brock Lesnar was a hell of a wrestler. Probably had a shot at Olympic gold.
Yep.
But when I think it was Pat Patterson or Jerry Briscoe's, one of the guys saw him.
It was Pat.
And got to take the Vince. Vince said, well, we're going to sign him yesterday. Brock Lesnar's one of the biggest names in all of sports. So that's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon created stars. If you look at Vince McMahon's total worth and what his stars created, and obviously
that's what you've got. My bad. Sorry.
No, I love it, man. I love the ad-lib with it. And obviously The Rock's going to have a big chunk of it. But think about how much money has been generated by his stars since the first WrestleMania. Talking about a guy that's probably had his stars that have generated in their own worlds and whatever, probably $15 to $20 billion.
Thank you. And
easy.
Yep.
The Rock is the biggest movie star of all time. Dave Bautista's been in 5 of the 25 greatest box office movies of all time.
He's a Marvel guy, for God's sakes.
There's 2 guys right there. Hulk Hogan's whole image of the 80s. Macho Man. CM Punk on his independent circuit has been able to be a multi-million. I mean, I saw you see the Def Comedy Jam special, the 25 year when they were celebrating.
Yeah.
And I don't know which comic who said it. Might have been Mike Epps, where he said, "Thank you, Russell Simmons. You created more black millionaires than anybody." That's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon has created so many millionaires. You got to give him credit. And then I want to touch on what you said, CT, at the end of it. The truth is, he's been a problem at the same time. And you start to read these things, some of it you got to take with a grain of salt, the way that on social media, as much stuff as we get. But there's some truth to it because it makes sense because you see things and you're like, why? Why doesn't Bray Wyatt have a title and still in the company? Why didn't Alexa Bliss have the title when she was in that gimmick? Why would you put all that energy into that? And it was getting over. But then you have your glimpses of glory, and you bring Cody Rhodes back, which was brilliant. I was just watching his Stone Cold.
Oh my God!
I've been watching WWE. I'm just preparing for this, America. I've been watching my subscription for the last 2 days. I watched old CM Punk Jeff Hardy match. I was watching Michelle McCool in her prime. Anyway, so I've been ready to talk wrestling. But there.
Shout out to Kelly, Jacksonville, Florida, Mandarin High School. Just want to put that out there. We got our own products. Yeah.
Well, we need to get Barbie on the show. What are we doing?
Shout out to Kelly, man. Mandarin High.
Can you make a couple calls? Let's have Barbie Blank on the show, bro.
But if I could figure out a way to get Kelly on this show, it's a wrap. I might have to know somebody. I know for a fact I gotta know somebody who knows somebody who knows something about it.
Knows her. Come on, man. She'd love to come on the show and talk about it.
Kelly.
I mean, I probably end up getting divorced talking to Kelly.
Oh my God.
It wouldn't happen. But no, therein lies the problem. Because like here we are, and we'll get into that because we have another segment coming. I'm gonna set up this whole segment because a SummerSlam segment is coming at some time. We're gonna. Oh yeah, we gotta do that. If we don't do it tonight, I think we're gonna bust some shows out here, America. I just gotta. Yeah. But therein lies the problem where there's been so many opportunities and the things that he can't hear. So every once in a while he gets the belt's on Liv in his time. I give him credit for that because Liv Morgan, to me, the closest thing I've seen, and I think Vince's eye, because just thinking about some stuff I read, I could see it. It's like one day he looked at Liv and he was like Trish Stratus.
Yep.
Where some of us have seen that for a while. And her moveset is phenomenal. It makes it tough that she took a belt off Ronda Rousey. That's always a tough thing. That's really hard.
That's where I struggle with it because
that's where I didn't like that move.
I get that it's sports entertainment. I get that. I get it. I promise you I do. And like I said, I've told the story 1,000 times. Like my mom took me and my brother to go see wrestling, and like somehow, some way, black folk shit. We ended up backstage, and I saw like 2 of the wrestlers who just fought hugging, and like I broke out crying because I'm like, why are they hugging each other? They supposed to be fighting. Like it was real. It was real to me. But where I get this entertainment, but there's no way in hell. Like make it realistic. Like I get it if Bianca took it off of Ronda, that's more feasible. But to have Liv, who honestly looks like a chick you probably went to high school with, take it off of the baddest woman on the planet.
She was hobbled. I mean, I get it.
I get it.
It's for me. It's like, how do you write that? Like, how does she win clean? To me, moving forward, which I can see it happening. But anyway, we're getting to our SummerSlam stuff. So let's stay on top of the bit. I did that. That's my fault, America.
Don't worry about it. That's a rabbit hole I don't mind going down.
But that's what I'm saying. There's been too many okay, Roman Reigns should have had this turn 5 years ago. You literally saw it with his cousin. You saw his cousin get booed out of the stadium. Out of stadiums 20 years ago. And you didn't pull the trigger. But you were smart enough to know with Kurt Angle, if you've ever heard Kurt Angle talk about his story, there's another guy right there. Kurt Angle talked about how, well, Vince, I'm going to be over. And Vince was like, yeah, you're going to be over. But you're going to get booed out of every stadium you're in. Because you're Kurt Angle.
Yep. You suck. You suck.
And Vince was like, I'm just going to have you be yourself. Maybe a little bit exaggerated on the arrogance. And what a heel Kurt Angle was this first 2 years in the league. I mean, he was an unbelievable heel. So it's like to get it so right with guys, and then you miss so bad with The Rock. And just to have Vince Russo and Jim Ross and those guys correct you. But Rock's like, I'm tired of getting booed. You know, so it's like, so that's the thing with Vince. Like, you can't take anything away from
No.
VK, man. You can't take anything from Kennedy, dude. Like, you can't. But he has missed so much, and there's so many guys. Ricochet is basically Rey Mysterio reincarnated.
And black.
And you've missed. And you can work on his promo stuff. Randy Orton was not a great promo.
No.
He became a great promo.
Like, you put him with legacy, and he learned from Rick. He learned from Paul, Triple H. Like, he learned from no guy. So, like, the recipe is tried and true. If somebody is good in the ring and they struggle on the mic, you make them a Paul Heyman guy. You make them in a stable. You put them with the manager. Like, everybody knows how this wheel goes around. It's not broke. Like, just like, and he really got away from a lot of the things that worked. Like, you got away from stables because you didn't like stables, but AEW is now like, all right, listen, y'all like stables? Everybody's in a stable. Everybody's got a click. You like stables? Everybody's in it.
He broke up the Hurt business. And we talked about this off camera.
Oh my God. Like, that had the potential to be.
They could have ran that for at least another year, which means they could have got Cedric Alexander to the point.
Yep.
Now you're turning him into a legitimate intercontinental, or maybe you add in the Street Profits, and they're just huge. And now you've got, like, there was just so many different ways you could have did that. Okay, like, maybe we'll throw out Cedric and I'm not saying I appreciate them. I was watching their table for 3 weeks. Like, they didn't want to be the nation. And I agree. You don't want to be the nation. But the swapping of leadership within that, that's what the Bullet Club has done for years. That's why those guys are so over.
You bring in Apollo Crews. You could bring in Omos. Like, it's like, have MVP. Like, it was so many different things with the Hurt business you could have done.
So it's those type of misses that we see. It's like, man, like, we got something. I mean, he almost ruined the New Day before the New Day got out the blocks. And he was like, nah, dude. Like, they told him, like, we're going to do this our way. We love you. We love that you gave us opportunity, but you don't know who we are. 2 world champions on that, where he had no choice but to put the belts on those guys. Took them off him in a horrible fashion. Both of them, horrible fashion. But Big E, not so much the way he lost his, but the way Kofi lost his. Kofi deserved better than 19 seconds. That could have at least went. He could have got at least 10 minutes out of that.
Because Brock will work with the little guys. Like, Brock has no problem working with the small guys.
And I know he likes Kofi. I mean, Brock doesn't like everybody, but I know Brock and Kofi
doesn't.
Never. When did they ever cross paths? You know, and Kofi's such a cool dude.
Exactly.
Kofi should have been multiplied. We were talking about this offline. Up, up, down, down is the funniest thing I've ever seen for no reason. Just watching wrestlers play video games is hilarious. Which is why I need to get my own Twitter. I need to start playing NBA 2K again. I'm telling you, I'm funny when I play video games. I'm talking shit. Anyway, but Kofi Kingston, I think that's the reason why he got his championship push. I think Vince started to see him talking trash and was like, maybe I got something.
Where has this been at?
But then you're writing his promos. It's like, dude, Kofi Kingston is hilarious. Let him be him. How come Woods hasn't held a solo title? That's another miss. He's one of the best guys on the stick with the ability and the look.
So that's the thing. He
230 solid.
He just won the King of the Ring, and that got written away really quickly.
Oh, that to me is Vince's legacy. For me, is you've given me all these stars that I love. These are probably my 2 favorite wrestlers of all time. And it's the only 2 wrestling shirts that I have. And for obvious reasons why I have. because they both kind of represent different parts of me. This guy is so smooth.
Oh God, yes.
So good. And he was such a hilarious trash talker. He's the one that taught me how to talk shit. Because he made it cool and it was funny. And then this guy, even though I'm from Black Chicago, but I'm born in Black Chicago, but I was raised out where he is. This dude is the epitome of a Chicago dude, though. Like he is. We think everybody's out to get us, and you're not gonna take my shit. And that's why I fell in love with this guy. And a lot of it for me was I always kind of liked him, first of all, for having such super rock music. I loved his first thing he used to have.
Cult of Personality.
A Cult of Personality is dope because that's Living Colors from Chicago. But I loved his first theme. That used to go hard, bro. And I mean, this guy, man, when he's on the mic, all he does is just
gold. It's all gold.
Just truth, man. And it's two guys where he finally learned, like, you know what? I need to let these guys go. When he realized that Rock had it in him, he can go toe for toe, blow for blow. And this dude, so that's the gift and curse of Vince McMahon, man. I think to me, it's, he's given us, especially you and I, so much. And, been a big part of our confidence, been a big part of how we are. He's affected that, but there's a reason why he's gone. And I give Triple H all the credit in the world because I saw what NXT had become, and they're doing 15, 16,000 on these weekends of these takeovers on the road.
So
Triple H has proven his point, and it's time. And Stephanie is there, and the women are killing it like they always have been.
Yeah.
So now you're in a good place to where you've got her. Stephanie's like, this is going to be a 50-50 show. So
once again, this isn't one of those shows where like we can kind of debate it back and forth because we feel the same way about Vince.
Yeah.
Because for us, like he's given as much as he's taken. Like it is what it is. Like he's given as much as he's taken, and we're both agreed to the point where it was time to go. But like with you having The Rock, and you having CM Punk, like me personally, I was a Shawn Michaels guy. Like, and the reason why we went through like the wrestling, like Mount Rushmore before and everything, and it's been great. But Shawn Michaels he wasn't our age, but he was like that handing off. Okay.
Shawn's all a part. Shawn's a big part of everything.
Like Hogan is now a little bit old. Well, Hogan's been old since been old. Ric Flair's been old since day one. Like these guys have been old since day one. But you could look at Shawn Michaels and you saw he was a little bit older, but like he was like that older, cool ass cousin. Cause like he came to the ring, especially like when he had Diesel, like he was arrogant and like crotch grab. Like this was before like even the DX days, like crotch grabbing, like staring chicks down in the audience, and like would literally kick you in the face. And like I loved it. And then he became from Shawn Michaels like the next boy wonder when he became the Heartbreak Kid, and that was like right after like the oh my God, after he fought Bret Hart, he became the Heartbreak Kid. And then you start bringing in the D-Generation X. And then you kind of got that teenage angst, 20-year-olds, and like everybody could relate to Shawn Michaels. Like, yeah, suck it, dude. Anybody, you can suck it. And it just, mind you, once again, got suspended from school because I told my teacher to suck it and like just. But my mom, sorry, but you don't want to let me watch wrestling. You don't want bought cable, so it's kind of your fault. But I was a Shawn Michaels guy, and mind you, I have been a Paul Heyman guy since day one. I didn't give a damn who he represented. I didn't care which brand it was. I love the fact that he had that damn big ball spot, but he had a ponytail hanging out the back of it. Paul Heyman arguably is top 2 on the mic, and he's definitely not 2. And whenever Vince gave him enough power, you saw whoever it was, they took off. You saw whatever segment it was, it took off. Like it didn't matter if it was CM Punk. It didn't matter if it was Brock. It doesn't matter if it's Roman Reigns. Whoever they tied Paul Heyman to, it just took off. And I was upset that Vince never gave Paul as much power as he should have had. Like there was so many times where it's all right, listen, I know we got like 5 minutes, but give Paul a stable. And they're all Paul Heyman guys, Paul Heyman women. Like Ronda sucks on the mic. Give her to Paul. Like you can just have Paul Heyman with a classification, like he's got a heavyweight, he's got a female wrestler, he's got a tag team, and just let Paul speak for them until they're ready to be on their own.
Well, you know why she sucks.
Please enlighten me.
No, because they script her stuff. She can talk shit. That's the point. That's the point.
I've heard her talk shit in the UFC matches. Like
she can go, but you got to let her be her, and
right.
That's the problem. And that's why perfect timing for give me a minute on this, man. So, I mean, I think I'm a little bit more solemn about it because I'm just like, man, I'm excited for SummerSlam, which we'll do our SummerSlam preview.
Yeah.
That out before Saturday, America. But it's up to you, man. You want to go first on this? Give me a minute on this Vincent Kennedy McMahon episode.
I'm gonna let you go first. And I'll see what time I got left.
Perfect. I'm gonna try to make this short since we got 4 minutes, America. We'll be back to being broke. The old short of 5. So, America, take a sip. Give me a minute. I just want to say once again, thank you to Vince McMahon. It does not go unappreciated. And I think that's what we're going to see, especially at SummerSlam. I hope there's a tribute. They're going to force him to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. I will watch that. I will make sure I am home for that when it happens at WrestleMania next year. And I love everything that he took the risk to do. I mean, he betrayed his dad by doing what he did. That takes some balls. We don't have what we have now. And it all starts from there. That's who you are, man. You're a guy that took risk, and you made sure that your family's taken care of for the rest of their lives. And I can't help but respect that and want to try to duplicate those things in my own family. So in those ways, thank you for being an example. Now, in regards to all the things that have been knowns to us fans, America, let it be a lesson to you. At some point, doesn't matter who you are, we are in the era. Treat people the way you want to be treated. So that's his legacy. Vince, thank you for everything. Thank you for my guys. Thank you for me finding a partner in crime that loves what I love. And your company's going to be just fine without you. R.I.P., my guy. That's been my minute.
All right. America, give me a minute. I'm going to try not to get emotional. I know I'm going to get emotional on the next one, though. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, thank you for making a chubby kid from North Florida aspire for something. Like, you gave me entertainment. You gave me something to look forward to in a neighborhood where it's not much to look forward to. Like when my brothers were doing whatever they were doing or places they were going and they weren't around, I had wrestling on Monday nights. When it was just me and mom's in the house and she scraped up just enough money or she used a credit card for $49.95 so we could watch WrestleMania. You brought you brought my family closer now because even though we're in different parts of the country, we legitimately watch WrestleMania together. texting each other. I know you just saw that shit. Who you think they're going to bring out next? So, on behalf of the Turners, the Weekses, the Jacksons, my whole family, we appreciate it. America, that's been my minute. Super quick, thank you to 9 Round Fitness, Rebel Coffee, Chic Workwear. Chic Workwear. That's the good shit. Big shout out to everybody involved. Frito-Lay, the company that just made me sign the social media waiver. So I can't say their name, but you're paying me, and I thank you for it. All that. Make sure you tune in. Spotify, Anchor, Facebook, YouTube, inboxes, DMs, whatever you say. Get the message to us. We'll get the message out to everybody who's paying attention. Make sure you like it, share it, subscribe it. We appreciate you. But the same question I asked tonight, I'm going to ask emotion because this white Hennessy is starting to kick in. What is that question, Walt?
What's good, America?
What's good, America? Thank you, white Hennessy.